Ted Bronson.
Ken, this is always one of my favorite races of the year. Love coming out here to Sturgis. It's the 66th annual bike rally. This is the 5th annual Hotshoe Nationals. Behind me, the pro sport riders. Last year, 16-year-old Brock Schwarzenbacher won this event. It was his first victory as a pro. Unfortunately, he blew up his motor. He's got to start in the 3rd row now because he's using a different bike. That means the new clear-cut leader and the favorite will be this kid over here, Stevie Bonzi. He's #1 in points, basically got it wrapped up. Look for tight races, lots of handlebars bumping, lots of grinding, touching the wall, catching that high groove. I'm getting out of here because these guys are ready to rage.
As we get things started here, I'd like to welcome to the booth the 7-time Grand National Champion, Chris Carr, also the fastest man on 2 wheels. Did it at the Salt Flats, 350+ miles per hour. Welcome, my friend. Nice to have you with me. Talk to me about the talent that's inside of this field.
Well, this is the future of flat track here, and one of the best prospects is your pole sitter, Stevie Bonzi. Wanting to go road racing here in a few years, and he's going to be the guy to beat tonight.
He has been very, very fast all night long. The green flag flies. They start off in 2-3 different rows. We'll go on board with Cody Miles, and look at these guys, how close they get right off the bat. How do you do this, man?
Well, this is something these kids grew up doing, starting on the 50s all the way up to the 450s that they're on tonight, and they were bred to do this. You can bet that.
You came out here and tested one of those new 450s a year ago, got ready for the 06 season. How much power do these things make?
Well, the majority of these bikes are going to put out anywhere from 55 to 65 horsepower, depending on how they're tuned. And on this 8-mile track here in Sturgis, it's certainly going to be a handful, no matter what the number.
We said it before, if you're going to make your move, you need to make it pretty early on this track. Pretty slick. Cody Miles, right in front of Cody Miles, are the very tough Brock Schwarzenbacher.
Young kid won last year's race here in the Pro Sport division, and is certainly making a move toward the front, coming from the 4th row.
Now checking out, man, he's doing an awesome job. You talked about him before. Steve really riding hard.
He's a really smooth young rider. I've watched him a few times earlier this summer at some other races, and he's a kid to beat right now at the Pro Sport level.
And Brock taking us for a nice ride there as well. We're on board with him, and he's trying to fight his way up through that pile. We've been talking about Stevie Bonzi all night long. We had a chance to speak with him earlier today.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. I'm standing here with Stevie Bonzi of the Pro Sport class. You pretty much got the title wrapped up in points, and this is your last event in Pro Sport. What about this track?
Yeah, I got the title wrapped up, and we come to this track just for fun and come and hang out with the Shellstead, some friends of mine, and came out here yesterday, and I won both my classes and was doing pretty good, and come out here today, and the track seems a little dusty, a little slick, but hopefully it'll turn around for the main.
It just seems to be that on this 8-mile track that that high is the fastest groove.
Yeah, it's the fastest right now because it's moist. It's the only place that we got some moisture in the track, but hopefully it'll come up towards the night.
How about Sturgis? You got to just dig this. It's so much fun. Even at your age, you could still have a lot of fun. But these people are just nuts out here, and they're all pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's a blast. Bike week. I mean, go and watch the hill climb, go on Main Street, and go watch everybody. I mean, it's a blast. We've been having a good time so far.
Okay, your goal. You're only 16. By the time you hit 21, that's almost 5 years away. Where do you see yourself? How long do you want to do this? Until you can not walk anymore, or what?
Flat track. We're seeing where flat track goes. You know, hopefully get out of it in a couple years here. I think we're going road racing. My real goal is to go to MotoGP and do that, or at least AMA road racing.
Well, good luck, bud.
Yeah.
And I would think it would be a great platform to get him there. Come on back.
Cars, bikes, trucks. It's the Castrol Engine Block on Speed.
Toyo Tires, driven to perform. And by Go Fast, the athlete's energy drink. Welcome back to Lucas Oil on the Edge. You're watching the AMA Hotshoe Nationals here at Sturgis, South Dakota. A big happening here every single year. The people are having loads of fun, and you never know who you might see when you come here. Heck, even Billy Lane's out here riding around having some fun. He always has some sort of wild creation. You ever rode anything like that, Chris?
No, I can't say that I've ridden anything like that, but I tell you what, I've been coming to Sturgis since 1983. Not a whole lot's changed, just a lot more people.
There you go. It is growing all the time. Once again, we've been on board with Brock Schwarzenbacher. He's been coming up through the field, and with more on him, let's go to Ted Bronson.
Well, Ken, you know what? It might be a happy birthday for Brock Schwarzenbacher. Yeah, he turned 17 years old today, and I mentioned earlier that he had to start in the back row, the only guy in the back row. Guess what? He went from 16th to 7th after about 7 laps.
Something you've done in your career, I'm sure, at some point in time. How do you do that, though, precisely, stay aggressive and stay out of trouble?
Well, I tell you, Brock got a good start. He probably passed 3 or 4 guys on just the first lap alone when they were all bunched up at the starting line. And now he's going to have to work on them one at a time. It's a lot tougher. It takes a lot more patience. And you remember, the further forward you go, the faster the riders get.
Cody Miles also trying to work his way up through there as we take a look at this track. It looks like they're kind of following each other. Can they pass on the outside? This thing looks pretty slippery.
Well, the track is slippery. You see the blue line running around. That's where the most traction is right now. The real light brown dirt on the outside doesn't quite have enough moisture in it right now to make a good clean pass around the outside.
Brock working his way up through there, though, using his experience and using his ability to be an excellent rider. Boy, he is right on the bottom of that track, too, man.
Yeah, he's following Corey Texter out of Pennsylvania there, third generation flat tracker, trying to get the thing set up to square it off and come up underneath the inside.
A lot of different tire choices. I'm sure it's critical. I'm sure air pressures are critical, so you can try to find some sort of traction out here.
Yeah, the whole idea on short track racing is to get a good drive, and it looks like Brock just got a good drive going by Texter here into turn 3. Getting a good drive off the corners wins more races than how deep you run into them.
And talk to me about driving one in deep or checking up a little bit on the entry to try and roll on that throttle and have more speed coming out.
Well, it depends on the track surface. On a track like this, you have to be real patient through the middle of the corner. You almost have to turn the bike off throttle, because if you give it too much leaned over, the thing will want to step out sideways on you.
Doing a great job, a great battle here for 5th place between Dustin and Brock. Brock, of course, we heard starting off on that last row, has fought his way up here trying to get into that top 5. What an impressive run. We don't want to forget about our leader either. Stevie Bonzi checking out early. He has gone. We almost need a full course yellow flag to give Brock any sort of shot at all. Wow. And it looked like a rider down there at the bottom of the track. Yeah, that was Chris Bruce there. Looks like he spun it around backwards coming off at turn 4. They're getting his bike off the track so they can keep this thing going green, and that's certainly unfortunate for Chris. Not sure exactly. Oh boy, I'm telling you, he's a little excited there. I don't think he's a very happy kid right now. Yeah, pretty angry, and of course that's what racing will do to you, man. The emotions will fill everything about you as Brock trying his best to get underneath that rider in front of him. It looks like the white flag just came out. He will have 1 lap left to go. Stevie Bonzi still out front, way out there. Look at him, put it up on the back tire. The checkered flag flies, and he will be your Pro Sport winner. Great job by Stevie. He did one of the main key things, and that's to have a good first lap. He got to the lead early in the race, established the pace, and none of these other kids could catch him. It was his night tonight. Talk about these bikes, man. No brakes on them anywhere, is that correct? No, they do have a rear brake, but on a track like this, a brake is not something that you want to use. Brakes will slow you down too much on a track like this. That one is over. We're going to send it down to Ted Brunson, who's standing with our winner. Ted?
Buddy, I think this is yours. Nice race out there. You started off on front, and you had some people really closing in on you, but you did it, man. Nice race.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good race. It started. It was a little slippery at first. I think my tire came in towards the end, and it started getting it was getting pretty good out there.
You found your groove pretty early though, and it was a good, clean race. No yellows, nothing going on, so that's got to feel good too.
Yeah, I figured if I broke away, it'd be a lot less work for me.
No doubt about it. There, kid got a good start. Bonzi, Loads, Alan Stay Jr., and Dustin Brzezinski, who held off there Schwarzenbacher there toward the end. And there you go. There's a look at the rest of the field. When we come back, it'll be the experts. Stick with us. Exciting Sturgis, South Dakota. You're watching Lucas Oil on the Edge. Ken Stout with you. 7-time Grand National Champ Chris Carr alongside, and of course Ted Brunson covering all the action. Of course, if we can get him out of the festivities down there in Sturgis, actually he's had a great time as well. We're going to send it back down to Ted, who has an update on the expert class. Those guys are on the line. Ted?
Ken, a guy to watch out for here tonight, along with the Kings. Rob Pearson, number 27 from Chillicothe, Illinois. Very good racer, but the interesting thing is that he is number 27 on a Suzuki bike now. Left Yamaha, riding a Suzuki, whole new setup, loves it. See how he does.
Ted doing a great job. He also did a great job last night. He was doing a little karaoke singing, so I was impressed with his voice there, I might say.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that. But Rob Pearson on the pole, riding a Suzuki for the first race of the year. That's going to be interesting. We haven't seen too many people switch from one brand to another mid-season, so we'll see how he does tonight.
How big of a level change is this from the pros?